this is Tosha, and you are tuning into the Supernova Tosha Show podcast, the show that addresses social issues and how it affects our community. And today we are going to be talking about the legend of Hedy Lamar. Um, so it's not really a social issue, but I like to highlight brilliant women because I feel like um, we just don't recognize women as part of great contributors to society, to our community. And so that's the social issue that has me, bugging about how we're in 2024 and yet still, um, yeah, when people make comments such as, you know, America's not ready for a woman president, and women aren't leaders. They're not smart enough. We're still fighting for equal pay and things like that. So that is the social issue, and so I like to highlight whenever I see um, women just that do it big from the past, present, and in the future. I just love to highlight that. When I was a kid, after watching Saturday morning cartoons, obviously I grew up in the '80s. So I used to watch Saturday morning cartoons, and after cartoons were finished, I was a fan of the martial art. Still am a fan of martial arts. I love the martial arts. And so after cartoons, I would watch martial arts pictures, whether it's kung fu, karate. And the best thing that would happen for me is when you'd see like this like mystery fighter come in and just like wipe out an entire village of like evil doers, and they're mainly men. And then all of a sudden, like this mystery person will take off a mask, and then when the big reveal, it's actually a woman. And I used to go nuts. I used to run around the house and karate kick and jump and broke chairs because I was standing on chairs jumping off and hiya around the house. So um anything to do with like women warriors and things like that, I just love that. So I want to talk to you about Hedy Lamar. She was born Hedwig Eva Maria Keisler in Vienna, Austria in 1914. She was a woman of extraordinary talent and complexity. Known to the world as one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, Lamar was also a brilliant inventor whose technological contributions laid the groundwork for modern communication systems. Her life was a testament to the multifaceted potential of human ingenuity, demonstrating that beauty and intelligence are not mutually exclusive. Hedy Lamar was born into an affluent Jewish family. Her father, a bank director, and her mother, a pianist. From a young age, she exhibited a keen intellect and curiosity about the world, particularly in the sciences. Her father nurtured her interest by explaining how machines worked, sparking a fascination with technology that would later define her legacy. Despite her academic aptitude, Lamar was drawn to the performing arts. And by the age of 16, she was studying acting um, in Vienna. Her breakout role came in the controversial 1933 film called Ecstasy, which gained international attention for its daring scenes. However, her personal life took a darker turn when she married Fritz Mandel, a controlling Austrian arms dealer. Mandel sought to stifle Lamar's uh, budding career and her intellectual pursuits. But their relationship inadvertently exposed her to the intricacies of military technology and education that she would later use in her groundbreaking inventions. So, unwilling to remain in a stifling marriage, Lamar staged a dramatic escape in 1937, fleeing to Paris, and then she ended up in London. It was the fact that, that's where she met Louis B. Mayer, head of MGM Studios, who offered her a ticket to Hollywood and a brand new life. So in Hollywood, Lamar became an icon of glamour. She starred in films, and some of the films that she started were like Algiers in 1938, Samson and Delilah in 1949, and Ziegfeld Girl in 1941. Her striking beauty captivated audiences and earned her the moniker the most beautiful woman in the world. Yet, Lamar often felt undervalued in an industry that prioritized her looks over her intellect. Hollywood offered her fame and fortune, but it could not quell her restless mind. And between film shoots, Lamar pursued her passion for science and invention. Her talent for innovation was widely known during her lifetime, and it was overshadowed by her image as a screen siren. Now, Hedy Lamar's most significant contributions to science came during World War II. Disturbed by the devastation of the war and the plight of Allied forces, she sought ways to support the war effort. Lamar teamed up with George Antheil, who's a composer and pianist, to develop a groundbreaking invention, which is frequency hopping spread spectrum technology. The idea was to create a communication system that could prevent enemy forces from jamming or intercepting radio controlled torpedoes. Lamar and Antheil achieved this by designing a system where the signal would hop between frequencies in a synchronized pattern, making it nearly impossible to track. And so in 1942, they patented their invention and offered it to the US Navy. However, the Navy dismissed the idea at the time, believing that it was too complex to implement. And though the patent kind of just languished for decades, the principles of frequency hopping later became the foundation for modern wireless communication technologies, including Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. Lamar's invention proved to be far ahead of its time, showcasing her visionary thinking. So, I want to take a moment to enjoy a clip from one of Hedy Lamar's films. It's called My Favorite Spy, and it's co-starring um, Bob Hope. And so, films like these, I love old films, right? So films like these hold a special place in my heart because it brings back memories of Sundays in a Jamaican household where during like the 80s, like late 80s or early 80s, late 80s, after everyone returned from church, because there, I think Jamaica is like one of the places where there's like every church on every there's a church on every street corner. And so, especially back in the day, people really like Sundays was family day. People got up in the morning, they had a huge breakfast. The family would go to church, whether they were walking the streets, would be just people going to church to back and forth. You spent all day at church, and then you come home, and there'd be a big Sunday meal cooking. And while the dinner was being prepared, uniforms were being ironed out. Children were finishing up their last bit of homework, or they were outside, playing. And me, as a TV enthusiast, at a very young age, I would stay inside and enjoy these classic films. And I do fondly recall one summer in Jamaica when I was maybe about 10 years old. I spent a summer there, and I just remember immersing myself into nostalgic black and white films, and it really brings back fond memories of just family, just being together, um, and just being a family on a day that's created for worship, and then you're just home with your family. Nobody really left the house on Sundays. Sundays was just home for family and preparing for the work week, the school week, the next day. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys kind of look at this film and let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and roll.
Poor fellow, he took it pretty hard, didn't he? Thanks.
You need a rest, Eric. Your nerves are showing.
Lily. Lily Dalbray.
Are you surprised?
Should I be?
Well, surely you didn't expect me here after Vienna?
Well, I didn't expect you in Vienna after Cairo. Since you are here, we might as well take up where we left off. What was that for?
For Cairo. For leaving me alone, penniless, standing in the rain. And I know you'll do it again.
Oh, perhaps, Lily, perhaps, but let's hope for a sunny day.
You're no good, Eric. Not even for me.
Grin and bear it, Lily. If you don't, you'll be miserable.
You've been gone so long.
Long. What I leave of myself with a woman should last to the rest of her life. The Imperator Hotel.
He knows. I'm staying there, too. I'm singing at the Blue Egret Room.
Or as usual, board and lodging for a song.
All of us can't be Eric Augustine.
You'd be surprised how many of us are.
You're here for a purpose.
I'm everywhere for a purpose.
After 5 minutes, someone tries to kill you.
Kill me?
Well, the taxi cab.
A crude attempt. Was that meant for me?
Oh, you have such contempt for danger. This time, you must be after something very big. Just how big is it?
It's bigger than both of us.
I should know better than to ask. The times we've quibbled about my curiosity, but Eric, I'm a woman.
Have I ever quibbled about that?
And as a woman, I've got to find out something, regardless of the past. Just, how do you feel about me now?
I haven't a quibble left in me.
Mm-hmm. You've got to convince me of that.
That's just what I have in mind.
Okay, I absolutely just loved that. You have to be a fan to even understand, but this just reminds me of like, so anything to do with like cozy. I'm a real like cozy comfort type person. And I could just see myself after, having a hard day of work, dealing with clients, traffic, just having a really difficult day, or you spill coffee on yourself, whatever, just a day of just, whatever could go wrong. And then just coming home, praying, taking a shower, and just curling up to something like this, just so relaxing, would just like take you away into that fantasy. So, this is something. These are films that I really enjoy, and this is just a very good moment for me. And I can remember one film that like sticks in my mind was Calamity Jane. So that's a western, and you know, if you don't know anything about the people on the island of Jamaica, big, big, big country music fans, big, big, big uh, western fans. So a lot of the folks that you find from age 40 on up that spent their adulthood in Jamaica. Um, they read a lot of country and western books about cowboys and things like that. Um, and I remember being like, I had to be under the age of 5 and walking down to the neighbor's house. They played was country music, so that's where I learned of like Dolly Parton and so I that's like my favorite country singer is Dolly Parton. So yeah, just very nostalgic. So despite Miss Lamar's her technical achievements, she received little recognition during her lifetime. She continued to act in films throughout the 1940s and the 50s, but she eventually retired from Hollywood, retreating into a private life marked by financial struggles and legal battles. It was not until the late 20th century that Lamar's contributions to technology were rediscovered and then celebrated. In 1997, she and Anthel were honored with the Electronic Frontier Foundation Pioneer Award. And in 2014, she was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, cementing her legacy as not just a Hollywood star, but also a scientific trailblazer. Hedy Lamar's life defied stereotypes and challenged societal norms. She shattered the notion that beauty and intelligence could coexist, demonstrating that a person's potential should never be confined by superficial labels. And there's a lesson to be learned here. So I'm glad that I was able to find out about her. I think there's a documentary. If I can find the name of the documentary, I'll certainly put it into the comments. And so if anybody, I know there's a documentary. Or if you want to, you can just YouTube documentary on Hedy Lamar. There is once I was like looking her up. There's a lot of information to find about her. There's clips about her work. As far as in the studios, and she's just really really brilliant. And so her work as an inventor, though initially overlooked, has had a profound impact on the modern world, enabling technologies that connect billions of people daily. Her story also serves as a reminder of the importance of recognizing and nurturing talent in all forms. Lamar's journey from Austrian to Hollywood icon to unsung inventor is a testament to the power of perseverance, curiosity, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. All right. So I do have another clip that I want to show of Hedy Lamar, and this is from the movie Samson and Delilah. So shorter clip. So I want to just go ahead and have you guys take a look at it.
Now relive the colossal drama of the mightiest colossus that ever lived. Samson and Delilah, the immortal story of the strongest man in all history. A masterpiece of big screen entertainment. Samson, who alone and unafraid challenged and defeated the most dreaded army of his time. His daring exploits have become legend. The lion of the desert he fought with his bare hands. See as he saw the orgies of barbaric pagans that roused his vengeful fury. But Samson was ensnared by the seductive beauty of Delilah.
Daughter of hell.
His lust became a trap that led to his downfall and capture. Enchained, he was tortured and blinded. Here is the most spectacular scene of destruction ever filmed. Samson using his incredible strength to bring down the Temple of Dagon in crashing ruins. Cecil B. DeMille's Samson and Delilah.
So, Samson and Delilah. So you get to see Hedy Lamar. So I didn't verify this information yet, but if you look at her face, there's sort of a familiar look about her face. So I was told that, and I don't know if this is true, but I was told that Disney's Snow White, um, that she's actually the model for Snow White. So they took her face because she was considered at one point to be the most beautiful woman in the world. They took her face, and that's basically Snow White. Now, if you do look at her face and you look at the animated pictures of Snow White, I definitely see a correlation. I didn't verify that information if it is in fact true. However, I can see where that likeness, that Snow White likeness, um, could be Hedy Lamar because I mean, when you look at Snow White, so I couldn't really do a comparison because I think there are very strict policies and laws about sharing Disney, uh, like the face, like images, sharing Disney images. So I didn't want to put up an image of Snow White, but I mean, you can always Google what Snow White looks like, or even you can Google to see if this is factual about what I'm saying about Miss Hedy Lamar. But absolutely a beautiful woman. Um, I looked her up, and she has since passed, but I don't remember the date when she passed. It was like maybe around 2017, between 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, around that. So um, it wasn't like a long, long, long time ago. So um, yeah, so she created magic basically. So I wanted to share a clip of Samson and Delilah featuring Hedy Lamar because it feels so fitting during the holiday season. And, Christmas is a time when we celebrate the birth of Christ, and we reflect on the Bible, and, we embrace stories of faith and also inspiration. And so that's why I decided, okay, showing this clip, that's just my way of encouraging you to revisit this classic film, and, which it just beautifully brings a biblical story to light. And I'm just trying to tie everything together because my favorite time of the year is now. I really don't like the weather because I'm a 80, 90 degree sunshine lover. Like that's when I thrive, and I really feel like I should be somewhere in Africa barefooted and just like picking fruits or something, or Jamaica. Either way, um, I yeah, it's and yes, I live in Florida, so the coldest is we've been experiencing like 60-degree weather, and to some people that's magical. I absolutely hate it. 60-degree weather is cold for me. I don't like anything to do with it. And then now we're experiencing daylight saving time, so the sun comes down by 5:30. So for me, it just seems like it's just dark all the time. Where in March, which is like the best month of the year, birthday month. Um, so that's when we experience our daylight saving times, and our sun doesn't go down until like 8 o'clock at night. So, um, you have like long, long, long hours of just sunlight, and you can get so much more done. You can be outside, and this is a perfect weather where you can enjoy everything, water sports. You can just be out gardening or doing whatever, but you can just be outside. And I really feel like, um, I was created for sun. So this 60-degree darkness at 5:30, it's just wearing on me. But because, it's Christmas, I can still delight and be thankful and give thanks because you know what? There are people that are stuck in a hospital right now that wish they could be out. There's people that are stuck in bed that wish they can just get up without assistance or waiting for someone to help them. So, and everything, Again, I'm encouraging you to revisit the film, revisit the Bible, because Christmas to me is not about just, I love the lights, I love the trees, I love the ornaments, I love it all, but I love the familial aspect of people coming together and sharing and celebrating the birth of Christ. And yes, I know he wasn't born in December, because when it says that the shepherds were out watching their sheep, that's usually done like during the summertime, because sheep give birth one time during the year, which is during summer, like around either March or April. So they're thinking that Christ was either born between the months of March and April. So that's when the shepherds would be out watching the sheep. So but as long as we choose a time, a season to celebrate, to give back, to be together, and just spread joy, spread love, why not? So I hope that I can make some time to watch the entire movie over the holidays. It is a wonderful way to get into the spirit of the season, because I hear people all the time saying it doesn't feel like Christmas, and I don't feel Christmassy, and I'm not feeling the spirit of the holidays. I don't know what it is, but I think if we get back to the focus of what the holidays are really for, I think, um, folks will really get back into it. And I know that we've been through a lot since COVID and years to follow after that, with the political climate the way it is, and with this thing that just happened with the CEO of United Health, and just so many other senseless things that are happening, Ukraine and Russia, and I just hope that everyone can get back into the real reason of why. And you can't worry about things that are out of your control. If there's nothing you can do to control it, um, it makes no sense to worry about it, because you're just putting the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like Tupac said, I was given this world, I didn't make it. So you have to sometimes be selfish and live for yourself, and get up, take it one day at a time. And so I think December is a reset, um, for what's to come for the following year, because January 1st is the new year. So December, just take the month to reset, and to know that you're going to wake up grateful, you're going to wake up humble, but you're going to be grateful for life, for grace, for mercy, for the fact that you have a bed to wake up out of, a roof over your head, food to eat. So again, I do hope that I am able to make some time to watch this film in its entirety. And I hope that you enjoy the clip, and that perhaps it inspires you to watch the full movie as part of your own holiday tradition. So if you don't have a holiday tradition, perhaps, watching old movies will be your tradition. So in the end, Hedy Lamar was far from the most beautiful woman in the world. She was a visionary who proved that true brilliance lies not in how others perceive us, but in how we use our gifts to make the world a better place. So my loyal family, the Supernova Tosha Show podcast can be heard on these apps such as Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, and also iHeartRadio. The goal for me is to be on the 10 best podcasts to listen to list. So please, I want you to share, subscribe, to share, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and spread the word. Share it, share it, share it. It doesn't matter where you share it. Go share it on WhatsApp, share it on Messenger, or whatever social media platform you're on. If it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever, go ahead and share it. It's free to share, right? And so I am so very grateful to everyone. I thank you for your time. I thank you for being so attentive. I absolutely appreciate your presence. Be careful, be safe, walk good, and peace be still.